all time. Talk to me about your approach to hitting.
My approach is, you learn all the time. I learned from so many different guys. Frank Robinson was my hitting coach at one time when I was with the Angels. I stood on top of the plate. I knew I had to be quick inside. So I knew I had to have a short swing. So how did I develop a short swing? I was strong with my left. I was strong with my left arm. So I really didn't want to get underneath the ball. So I really wanted to meet the ball this way. So those are the things that I worked on. That's what my players here worked on. Everywhere I've gone with Chipper Jones, Andres Galarraga, Vinny Castilla, Larry Walker, it's all been the same. I haven't really changed.
Talk to me, when you played with Rod Carew, how was it playing his approach to hitting? I mean, that must have been something.
Well, his approach was unmatched than anybody else. Rod Carew and I say Wade Boggs, they could work the count 3-2, foul pitches off real late. Rod was just a tremendous bat control guy. He knew where the head of the bat was. He could bunt he was the best bunter I ever saw. That his philosophy was different than mine, but some of the same things. He hit the ball shortstop over sometimes. He could pull the ball in batting practice. He could hit home runs if he wanted to. Wade Boggs could do the same thing, but they stayed off field. They hit the ball to left center field. Rod still is the best hitter I saw.
What was it? I mean, and what about the Charlie Lau or the way of hitting? I mean, how much did you apply that or something?
You can always take something from just about everybody. It doesn't work for everybody. It worked for George Brett. George Brett believes, he stood very deep in the batter's box for a left-handed hitter and off the plate. The other right-handed hitter hit that way was George Hendricks. He stayed far back in the batter's box, but they could reach the outside pitch. So the Charlie Lau hitting, it had its way. It's the same. You got to be short to the ball.
And if you ever noticed, all the guys, they always the same thing, head down, eye on the ball and in it. I mean,
well, I had Walt Reniak.
Right.
When they talk about head down, doesn't mean you're looking straight down. Your eyes go where the ball is. That's the most important thing. Your head is first. The head comes off, shoulder comes off, hip comes off. You have 3 problems. So if my head stays, all those other things don't happen.
Talk to me about Billy Martin. How was that playing with Billy?
I enjoyed playing for Billy. One-on-one, Billy was a good manager. He was a thinking manager. As a team, sometimes, maybe Billy wanted to be the number 1 guy.
His number.
And 1, yeah. But I enjoyed playing for him. I really did. He gave you no nonsense. Would come out here to win, and he was going to do everything he could to win.
Can you talk to me about the Pine Tar game and your angle on it?
Well, in that game, I hit a triple to put us ahead. In that game, I thought, there's no way we're going to lose that game. And Nettles noticed the Pine Tar being past the label. That was the rule then. You could not put pine tar past the label.
Beforehand, a couple of weeks before that.
And we were in Kansas City, and Billy Martin said, okay, we'll just wait and see what happens. If he does something, I'll go out there. And Gossage was throwing 100 miles an hour that day. I remember George hit a ball over the third base dugout this way, and the next pitch he hit in the upper deck in Yankee Stadium.
Y'all lazy.
And
all hell broke loose.
All hell, yeah. Tim McCullum was behind the plate. He was a rookie umpire at the time, and he laid the bat down and measured it and called him out. And the rest was history, you know, where Brett went out there and guys use the pine tar today. Nobody says anything, you know.
You know, I still think to this day that game should have, it was the rules that they should have kept on.
Yeah, the rules were the rules, and it should have stood. But, you know, we waited, a month and a half for a decision, you know.
And then they had Ron Gidgey play center field back then.
Raining, cold. Yeah, I remember that.
Now, talk to me about the 86. So when you played with Boston, 86, that was a rough.
That was a good team. That was a real good team. That was a great team. The 85 Yankees was probably the best team I played on that didn't win. The Red Sox 86 team became a real good team when we started winning. Everybody started doing things together. We did that kangaroo court. So we had fun as a group.
So this day, they asked me, how come they didn't take out, did it cross your mind taking Buckner out late because he was doing it so often? I mean.
Yeah. John McNAMARA was a great manager that respected veteran players. He wanted Buckner probably in his mind to be on the field when they won.
Wow.
You know, that's my thinking. You know, after managing, that was probably my thinking because he had used Stapleton over there. You know, he could have used me, could have used, but you know, he wanted Billy Buck to be out there.